Welcome to On The Beat. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Good, Dave.
That's good, mate. It's Caulfield Guineas Day already, mate, and it seems like it's coming around really quickly, and four big Group 1s on the card, mate, so a big day of racing, a lot to get through, so we'll get stuck right into it. The first Group 1 is the $1 million Caulfield Guineas over 1,600 metres, and this is an open 3-year-old race, mate. And who do you like in the Guineas this year, mate?
Dave, a lot of speed in this race, I thought. The favourite's drawn the car park, and I don't think a horse has won from that barrier in this race, but I think he's a pretty good horse, press statement. Has the services of one of the best in Hugh Bowman.
Yep.
The form lines are strong through the Golden Rose. They're probably the best form lines for the 3-year-olds going round.
Yeah.
He was an emphatic 3-length winner last start. Pretty short at the 260 on offer. But I thought with the speed in the race, and I think he could do sort of a long run and get back and run down the outside and blouse him. So I think he's the best horse in the race at the set weight, so he's on the bit for mine.
Yeah, I pretty much agree, mate. Every way I look at this race, I only see one Class 3-year-old in the race, and that's Press Statement. As you say, do a long row. I think he'll get back a little bit from that barrier for him. That's the only negative. If he had drawn a barrier, he'd be probably odds on. But he's going to settle back midfield anyway. I like the fact that he's on the outside. He's not going to get clogged up. Yeah. Hugh Bowman's a genius. He'll get him some cover. The acceleration he showed last start to demolish that Stan Fox field, who he's meeting a couple that are backing up into this race as well. So that was over 1,500. He's actually won over 1,600 before. I think he's a true 1,600 metre horse, and I think his finishing burst will be too strong. His skinny odds, he's about $2.20 fixed now, but he's on the bit for mine. Yep. I just thought the value horse in the race is Tulsa. Thought he was screaming out for the 1,600. He's maybe even screaming out for Flemington 2,000 metres and maybe the Derby. He's drawn wide as well in barrier 16. He'll get back in the field, but he's got a huge finishing burst. He's still a little bit green in his running, but if he gets it right on the day with that pace being on, like you're saying, he could flash home as well. And he's at big odds. He's $13 fixed, so he might be a nice each way bet for anyone looking at each way value. The second big Group 1 is the $500,000 1,000 guineas for 3-year-old fillies. This one over 1,600 metres.
Dave, I'm pretty keen on the horse that I've made mine a bit special here, and that's Pasadena Girl. I think you labelled it last time.
Yep.
I've watched that Tranquil Star a number of times. It was run at a pretty slow speed.
Yeah,
and nothing really made ground. She was making ground, and she got held up a couple of times. And I think her run had a lot of merit. I think coming to the mile now, that's going to suit her really well, and there's heaps of speed. I think both the Guineas races have got a lot of speed. There's Take Pride, Alaskan Rose and Miss Gunpowder they're going to push forward.
Yeah.
And for this filly again, like that's going to set her up for her finishing burst, and Peter Moody knows how to get them ready for the big races. So yeah, I'm in her camp. Pasadena Girl. Yeah,
I'm keen on 2 horses in this. The first one is Badawea, who won the Edward Manifold last week, over 1,600. But that was on Sunday. She has to back up after 6 days. That's the only thing that worries me a little bit. She was desperately unlucky 3 starts ago at Moonee Valley, and then she went to Pakenham and won against the Colts. And she dominated last week against the fillies. I think she has the class to win this, and if she's 100% after last week's run, I just thought she might have a bit of class to win this and sit midfield, get some cover and storm home. And she's trained on the track as well. I think she's got a lot of upside, a lot more upside than most in this race. The other, she's $6 fixed, so she's a good value there. The other chance, is, as you say, Pasadena Girl. She was the, she was the horse in the 1,000 Guineas Prelude that looked like she had the most upside out of the run. That race was run really weird. Payroll went around in mid-race. They were jogging. It upset a lot of the horses behind. Pasadena Girl sort of couldn't really sprint when they sprinted because they were off a slow pace.
Yep.
The other one, Stay With Me, I think went a bit early when the thing went around them. So it was a funny race, but I just thought Pasadena Girl was the one with the upside coming out of that race. She's been set for this. She's stirred up. She's ready to peak. She's a Group 1 winner over 1,600 in the autumn. Excuse me. And she's ridden by Hugh Bowman as well, mate. So he could get the double in the Guineas. She'll be about 3 pairs back, ready to pound. She's $4.40 fixed. I'm really keen on these two for the Quinella, actually. So both of those are big chances on the bit. The next Group 1 is the weight for age Caulfield Stakes over 2,000 metres, mate. Who do you like in the Caulfield Stakes?
Dave, I would have thought this was a Cox Plate minus the 3-year-olds.
Yeah, it is.
It is a absolute crackerjack field. Love it. I'm really looking forward to this race. I think, again, I think Entirely Platinum should be able to set a decent tempo.
It should lead you.
Which should set it up for, you know, a few of the horses to make ground, which the two horses that fought it out last year was Criterion and Faulkner, and I think they'll do it again this year. I think Criterion's going to benefit from the trip away to Europe, whilst Faulkner has obviously run a second to Adelaide in a Cox Plate, and his form this time in's been first rate. I'm actually going for Faulkner. I think he's on the bit for mine. But I'll be taking a Quinella with Criterion. I think they'll fight it out again. So, but on the bit is Faulkner.
Yeah, what a race this is, mate. 8 runners, and I reckon all of them have a chance in this race. Listen, you can't really go past Faulkner. He's been great for. I thought Criterion may just need the run. I reckon he'll be peaking on Cox Plate Day. But there's Kermadec and even Pornichet, and there's lots of chances. I've actually gone with a bit of value. I'm going to stick with Mongolian Khan in this. I just think his first 2 runs in Melbourne this spring have had a flashing light on them. He just looks like he's a horse who's ready for the 2,000 metres. He may actually need further than the 2,000. You know, he might be just really hard to beat in the Caulfield Cup next week, but I think he's nearing his peak. He can run a mighty race on Saturday. He was only about 1.5 lengths behind Faulkner over 1,800. I think he'll sit behind the leader Entirely Platinum in the run. Faulkner might sit outside Entirely Platinum, and I think with a bit of cover he can just peel off the backs and maybe able to get home strongly. He's $9 fixed in an 8-horse race. You probably get better on race day. I was on the bit with him. I just thought he was a nice each way bet at the odds. But as I said, anything could win that race. The final Group 1 is the Toorak Handicap over 1,600 metres, mate, and a big handicap. Plenty of chances, mate.
I'm sticking with Disposition. I think he's drawn to get a lovely run behind them. I think the big key here is the horse's third up. I think he's nearing peak fitness now, and he gets to a mile. I thought he was very good in the Rupert Club. Probably stiff that he didn't win, but he only just got beat. And I think here he's on the way up and meets a pretty similar field. I don't think there's really much coming out of left field here. So at the 480 on offer, I thought he was a pretty good price, and I think he's a nice horse going forward. So I'm sticking with Disposition.
Definitely a good chance. Interesting race, lots of chances. I'm just going to go with Strawberry Boy in this race, especially it's got the surfaces of Jim the Pumper Cassidy on top, who is a master at rating front runners, and his last 2 runs over shorter distances have been very encouraging. He steps up to 1,600 here, where he'll get a softer run through the first 800. He has drawn a wide barrier, but I think he gets across fairly easily. At 1,600 he's had 6 starts for 4 wins, and he's also got a win at the track and distance at his only try at it. He'll thrive on the good dry track. He was only about half a length behind Disposition and Stratum Star last start. I think he'll be hard to run down in this. He's a huge chance, I think. $11 on the bid each way for me. The final Group 1 is actually in Sydney, and you actually missed it. A lot of people probably will. It's actually the Spring Champion Stakes for 3-year-olds over 2,000. I'm not sure why they're running this on the same day as the Caulfield Guineas, but they have the last 2 years. Not a race really I like, but there looks to be a race in 2. Fanberg and Tatouche for mine. I'll stick with Tatouche. I think he's really looking for the 2,000 metres. He's been running home strongly. Got beaten 2 lengths by Vanberg last start, but I think the extra 200 may be enough to turn the tables. Vanberg's a $1.80 favourite. You can get $8 fixed each way on Tatouche, so I'll be going with the value in Tatouche. Stable news, Len. Any stable news this week?
Dave, we had a 2-year-old step out.
Bismarck?
Bismarck for Wes Hunter. Wes has been telling me for a little while that it's a pretty nice horse. So Dave Phipps bred the horse. He's a little happy giggle colt, and he went to Cranbourne on Monday and won by 6 lengths and ran one of the faster times of the day, and has been huge interest for the horse overseas and locally as well. So he was all that was the idea, to sort of get the horse to go along well. You know, he was also nominated for the Maribyrnong trial, and also this weekend in the debutante. So yeah, he's a nice horse going forward. So well done to those guys.
Well done. Yeah, it was a nice win. We had it was a pretty quiet week coming up, but Nina demolished the maiden field by 10 lengths last Saturday, which is good to see her break her maiden in such good fashion. Excuse me. No runners this weekend, so pretty quiet, but we've got a few horses back in training. Recalcitrators back at Flemington, Charles in Charge is back at Pinecliff, Burgundy Lass and Boogie Days are back at Pinecliff as well, and the Exceed and Excel colt still going along really well with Wes at Mornington. So we're looking to trial him before the end of the month. Best on breeding, Lenny. Who's your best on breeding this week, mate?
Well, I did see a race in Sydney, Dave, so it was race 8, Randwick Project.
Nice horse, yeah.
Yeah, he's a $300,000 Premier Yearling by Not a Single Doubt, who's been a very good sire, especially of fillies, but this is a colt. But he's had 11 states winners. It's a really good Singapore family. Two very good horses, group winners over there, called World Airlines and a la carte, half brothers to this horse. So I expect him to go well.
Value bets. I just thought Strawberry Boy was good value in that Turak earlier, as mentioned. On the bit specials, Lenny, who's your on the bit special for this week and a big weekend?
Horse that I probably wouldn't have got on the back of previously, but love the way she returned. That's Politeness.
Yeah, she did return well.
Race 10, number 4 at Caulfield. I think this race is just set up for her again. It's heaps of speed for her, and she's a winner on the track, obviously. As I said, she's a winner second up, and she loves it there. Robert Smurden's a genius at Caulfield, $3.30. Oh, I'm just thinking she'll be coming down the outside sweepers late Caulfield. She'll be winning for me.
She looks the one. She was $9 last start. She's something like $3 this time. But,
she is.
I'm really keen on race 5, number 5, Excess Knowledge. I just thought this imported son of Monson was ready to win on Saturday. He missed the boat last start when they took off at the 600, and then he got out and ran home strongly. He just missed. This is a bit of a step up in grade again, but he's already had the run at 2400, so he's actually having his second run at the 2400, which I tend to like. I think he's primed to run well on Saturday, and most importantly, he actually needs to win to gain a start in next week's Caulfield Cup. So I know he's going to be trying on Saturday. He's trained by Gay Waterhouse, and he's actually $5.50. I think it was great odds. I thought he was a get on. He's on the bit for me. Off the bit, Lenny. Who are you off the bit with this week? Not been too good lately this spring with off the bit. They can actually keep winning.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why the punters should get on them. Who are you labelling this week?
Kermadec, Dave. And I love the horse.
He is a good horse.
I think he's a star, but I think he's taking on the absolute. That could be a Cox Plate, as I said.
Yeah.
There's two things that a query for me, and that's Kermadec's running at Caulfield the first time.
Yeah.
And he's never run past a mile. So they're two massive question marks. He's running at 2000 Caulfield, taking on the best weight for age horses that we've got to offer, and his favourite. So for mine, I couldn't back him at those odds. I think he should not be on the first line of betting for mine.
Yeah, I thought there was a few little negatives, but not saying it couldn't win.
Yeah.
Off the bit for me is race 5, number 3, Amrella. He's in the race at Excess Knowledge. He's favourite in this race at $3.30. He actually raced last Sunday at on Turnbull Stakes, in the Turnbull Stakes. He's an imported horse. I just thought backing up after 6 days, these imported horses don't normally back up. I doubt he would have ever backed up in his career. And he's back onto 2 hard tracks in a row within 6 days. So I just thought it was a bit of a risk for mine. He's come up $3.30 fixed. I thought a horse like Excess Knowledge with a bit of a break between runs, ready to win. Amrella, I'm not sure needs to win this. He's just probably still getting his fitness behind him. A little short for me, so I'll lay him, and he's off the bit for mine. So, as I said, a big day's racing, mate. A big month ahead with Caulfield Guineas.